Hey there, you're listening to the Group X podcast with Tony Sonato. Today, I'm talking with Mel McMahon, owner and manager of Premier Fitness and Martial Arts in Rutherford. We chat about how Mel found the fitness industry, deciding to open their gym, Bongo Fit and Rat, COVID lockdown online memberships, and all things Group X. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for being part of this and spending some time with me. I greatly appreciate
My pleasure.
you coming on. How did you get into the fitness industry? What's your story? Where did it begin?
Like I said, I was listening to your other podcasts and they were all like into fitness in high school and all that sort of stuff, and I wasn't. I used to watch sport. I'd do anything to get out of sport at school. But then, I sort of left high school and then was getting a bit chubby, and my sister-in-law at the time sort of said to me, we should go to the gym. Like, I think it was a little bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge thing.
Yeah.
And, so I went to that was before Les Mills stuff. The gym I was going to didn't have it, so it was just circuits, and just loved it. Loved going to the gym. So it just became like, and then losing weight at the same time was just sort of a bonus of loving that. That's when I started in the gyms, and then maybe a couple of years later, the owner of the gym asked me if I wanted to do a fitness leader. It was at the time called, at that time it was called Different Stone. So that was at Body and Soul, and I was like, no way. I said no way at first. I was like, I might as well do it. So, I just sort of, if he hadn't have sort of mentioned it, and then started teaching a few classes. I had other jobs at the same time, like cafes and stuff. And then, that's how I started, like just, not into sport. I did like dancing and stuff when I was littler, I guess, but and maybe some gymnastics in it. But, definitely wasn't into the sports and fitness. We did other stuff in sport time, you know.
Yep.
I don't know what. I won't say what on the podcast.
We'll leave that up to their imagination. Yeah.
That's right. So then and then I was at Body and Soul for a few years. It was great. Learned a lot there. Started the Les Mills there as well. Body Step was my first one there, but a lot of freestyle stuff because it was only coming in.
Was Body and Soul in the same place? I remember going there just as they were about to close. I think it was a couple of months before they all closed down. And it was upstairs?
So when I started, it was out here at Rutherford. It was in a big shed.
Oh, okay.
Started out here at Rutherford with Bill, and then Peg became the manager there, and she was a really good manager as well, and helped a lot. And then it moved down to Maitland. That might be where it was upstairs and downstairs. Down in the middle of Maitland it was. Is that when you had anything to do with it?
In 2012 when I first started with Les Mills, and it was one of the first trips that I did.
That would have probably been in Maitland.
Okay.
And they had the aerobics floor was upstairs,
yes,
though.
Yes.
Yes, so a big aerobics floor upstairs. Yeah, and they had a lot of Les Mills. Peg brought a lot of the Les Mills stuff in down there. And then I was with them for a long time, and then went a little bit pear-shaped with Bill, but learned a lot there. Very grateful that I worked there. Then I went to another one called Jubilee for a short time. That was in East Maitland.
Okay.
They had no Les Mills. It was all freestyle. And my husband, so he was just my friend at the time, Macca, Craig. We just worked together at Body and Soul. We were mates. And then we started seeing each other, and then I left to Jubilee. Craig came as well. And I was just did the group fitness there. And then, of course, Genesis came. So, that's where I came back. Just started the pre-sale with Genesis, with John. And then before it opened, I think it was 2007, maybe. And then opened the big one in Maitland with John, the big Genesis.
Okay. Yep.
Was with them for a while, became the club general manager of there, and Craig was with me. Of course, Craig comes on for the ride. Like he always ran the martial arts stuff. So, and he did do some good other kickboxing and the boxing.
Yep.
So Craig was with me, Body and Soul, Jubilee, and then he, of course, come to Genesis as well. And then I was just teaching aerobics, and I was in the sales team, which I'd never done before, but did lots of sales there, and then ended up the club general manager there quite quickly, really, because John went off to do other clubs. And then went out to Rutherford for a little while as well. So I was with Genesis for quite some years, club general manager of the boat. And then, Craig had left to open martial arts studio with a business partner, Rob, straight across from Rutherford Genesis.
Okay.
And it was just a little 200 square metre floor, like with martial arts mats. I just wasn't enjoying the franchise gyms, Tone. I just wasn't enjoying the sales, the harassment. Not to take away from what they do. I'm not going to go and bag people, but just different. And I just wasn't doing what I like doing, which is teaching classes and being with people. I was in the office on conference calls and chasing referrals and chasing sales. And there's a few changes in the upper management above John on the Belgravia side. So just needed to do something. So Craig had that little floor, really small, cross with martial arts mats with Rob. He'd been going for about 12 months, and I was just looking at it every day because it was just a crowd. I was like, we're paying the same rent for it to be empty all day. Then I could say, and there was no Les Mills because, like you said, Body and Soul had gone. They'd finished it, so there was no other Les Mills in the area at that time because World Gym hadn't come and done it yet. So, and I just thought, okay, so, that's how I sort of exited from Genesis. Did go straight across the road.
Yeah.
So that was pretty, that turned bad. So we did get kicked out of the centre. So we had, because, obviously John wasn't real happy. So Craig was over there with Rob running the martial arts 12 months, and then I went across, and Craig had already started doing some kickboxing classes. So we had started group fitness. But, I love the group fitness. So, we just started, I went over there and we started the Les Mills. Then we got kicked out of the centre really quickly. So, within 6 weeks we had to find another premise.
Oh, wow.
In that time, we had 6 weeks because John turned pear-shaped. We had to get out of the centre. The real estate was quite good. They understood what had happened, but they said, you've got to get out. And in that time, our business partner, Rob, killed him to his life. So he died within that 6 weeks as well. It was a crazy time. When you go back to thinking that, it's like, that was crazy. So, we sort of had all that going on, trying to find somewhere else to move. And in the meantime, we were starting the Les Mills on the Monday, and unfortunately Rob passed away on the Sunday. So it was just crazy. And then we had to sort of get through all that, and then we moved to a bigger shed. And I think that's when I met you, Tone, when we started the Les Mills there. We were martial arts and group fitness in the one shed. I think that's when we had no gym or anything. It was just the group fitness, but it was very noisy. It's crazy because we grew. I had to open the little baby one with, I think it was 30 members at the time to cover because I'd left my job, like my full-time paying job, and so I had Craig. So it wasn't a case where one of us was working full-time to prop the other one, because I did listen to a few of the other ones too, and there's sort of sometimes that other person working full-time, while you get going. But no, Craig and I both left our jobs to kick this off. And we opened with 50, I think, from memory. So we had opened with 30, opened with 50, then we moved and we grew, and we had like one toilet and one shed. Like, it was crazy what we had, and still grew, which was amazing. And then we were getting quite big, and then we just thought, we just bit the bullet, and that's how we've ended up where we were with the two big sheds. With the gym and the cycle. And so we went from, the little tiny floor was 200 square metre, and now we're in 2,000 square metre.
Wow.
It's big, isn't it?
Yeah, that is big space.
Cool.
That is really big space.
And then, we've got the cycle studio, the martial arts on one side, and then the gym and the group fitness and the offices on the other side of the driveway. That's how we sort of come to where we are now with the big gym. But it has been a lot of little baby steps, but stuff pushes you that way, I think, too. Well, obviously we had to get out of that centre because Johnny was chasing us, so I had to get out of there. So that makes you move on. Unfortunately, we lost Rob in that meantime. But then, so then me and Craig became the company, and it's just me and Craig, because it was Craig and Rob and then me sort of separate. Then we'll join that all together, and then unfortunately we lost Rob, and then so me and Craig become the company, and we worked for the company. And then I started teaching at 20 classes a week, because it was just myself and another instructor, a good mate of mine, Jade, came with me to do step. Craig was doing the kickboxing. And my stepson Connor, he was young. He was doing an apprenticeship, but he started dabbling in the body pump. So he started with us, and now I teach 2 classes. So I was teaching 20, And it showed in the kilos too, Tone. It has shown in the as it does.
Yeah, I was about to say it doesn't get any easier as we get older. That's for sure.
It does not get easier.
Yeah.
I was so fit when I was teaching 20 classes a week.
Yep, so, I remember those days.
It was because I was sort of trying to do some of my Les Mills modules while I was still sort of working at Genesis. So, yeah, I was working in the office, so I had to get fitter to do what I was about to do as well, because I wasn't doing a lot of teaching at Genesis, unfortunately. So, yeah, so then, so that's how, and then we started with, say, 3 or 4 on the staff. We grew to about 20 staff. Casuals come and go with the classes, and all of our kids work there now, which is good too. Brilliant. So Tyron kind of always involved in the martial arts, but yeah, they've gone into the group fitness and the PT. Yeah. Holly does reception. My daughter-in-law was in creche, but she's since left. It's very much family, but then we have some other awesome staff as well. So yeah, so that's how we've grown quite well over. So Craig's been going since 2013, and then I went and joined him in 2014. So we've sort of had that growth over that time, and we've been at the big sheds for just gone 5 years because we just signed the next lease. I
was about to say, how long have you been where you are now? So 5 years.
Where we are now, 5 years. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 12 months at the other place and not long at the baby one because we had to get on the run.
Yeah. No, because I remember it wasn't the one you're in now, wasn't the first one I met you at. It was the other one, the other shed.
It was.
And that was then it was probably the next year, I think, is when I came and saw you at the shed you're at.
At the big one. Yeah,
where you are now.
Yeah, so we met at the middle one. So and all of our members are awesome. A lot of them have been with us since then. So we sort of say the baby house, the middle house, and now in the big house.
In the big house.
So yeah, because we've gone through it. So yeah, I think I think we've done quite well as a family business. Both leaving our jobs, big risks. Yeah. Big risks. Yeah. Like when I left Genesis, I was leading, quite a pretty decent wage. Yeah, we had 3 kids. Yeah. All the kids still lived at home. They were older, but teenagers. But yeah, we still had the 3 kids at home. Both left our jobs. I had it all worked out where I had this much annual leave and this is the members I had to get. It was all a big risk, but you don't really think of it at the time. Like it's only when I'm telling people the story, wow, that was huge. And I'm like, oh yeah, I suppose it was pretty big risks that we took. And then so Craig's just yelling out $1. When we did the baby one and then we'll move into the big one, and I had to pay the first week's wages. We'd moved over, all the loans started, everything started, and I literally laid on the floor because people think you just smile through all this shit, Tone. They don't realise that you're in fetal position a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and I was crying. I said to Craig, I'm fucked up. What have we done? This is too much. Because we had $1 in the bank before the first lot of direct debits came in. Oh, wow. And I was crying. And then me and Macca just looked at each other and were like, but it's plus. It's plus $1.
Yeah.
If it was minus $1, and then we just rolled on. I was like, fuck, how did that happen? So then the debits, the members, I know I'm a big one for don't forget where you come from. And no matter what happened with Genesis Tours, I did learn how to do pre-sales and how to do that sort of thing. So we opened with pre-sale for every studio that we did. We had a pre-sale, and I did learn all that there because you learn as you go. But, yeah, that $1 thing is a big thing because it was plus, and that says something, I think, that you do have that. So then the first direct debit's coming, and then we just grew them through. And then, so we just signed on for another 3. We just finished our 5-year.
Yep. Cool.
We just signed on for another 3 where we were moving. We were looking at a guy was going to purpose build and stuff, but that wasn't the right agreement for us right now, especially with everything that was happening. Even the 3 was a bit scary with COVID because it's the back rents that are killing the gyms and will, I think, Tone. That's sort of where I come from. Not really fitness background at all, but just accidentally got into when the sister-in-law said to me at the time, it's my ex-sister-in-law, we're still mates, still love Kez, but she was like, oh, we should go to this circuit, and I'm so glad, because I did say no, I was like, no, because I was too chubby. I was like, I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And then didn't look back. I'm so glad she took me that day.
It's sometimes just that push you need from someone else to say, hey, go do this. You know what? Rip the Band-Aid off. Go.
Yeah.
Just get in there. Right. The only thing stopping you is you. So just go and do it, would you? And I think it's sometimes when you've got a mate like that can be honest with you, that's all you need. Just that shove.
I'm so glad.
So, yeah.
And we just went, it was just a circuit, like your hydraulic equipment, like, all the old circuit. And and I just loved it. And then it wasn't too long after that, I think Peg brought the body pump in. And then, just loved Les Mills. Always did. I did miss it when we were at the other, because Genesis didn't have it, Jubilee didn't have it.
Yeah.
And we've since made a couple of our own choreographed programs as well, our rap and our bongo fit. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So we've still got our Les Mills, but we've also done a couple of our own as well now.
Brilliant. And how are they going?
Yes. Bongo fit we've taken off for a while because Craig and I just make it. I don't know if you've seen on my Facebook. Members love it. It's so much fun.
Excellent.
We got to it's so cool. So you've got a little set of bongos.
Yeah.
But of course we choreographed it ourselves. It was Macca would find the music, and then I would put steps in, tambourines, sticks, weights, resistance bands. So it's quite hard to make. And what's that? Craig's saying, I swear he wanted to be on this podcast. I swear.
Put him on. Bring him in. Bring him in. If he wants to come and have a chat, I'm happy.
He's playing World of Warcraft. He's saying that it burns more than sprint because everyone done on their watch.
Yep.
So bongo fit burns like
brilliant. That's awesome.
But I will admit, it just tipped me over last year. We had COVID. Really sick dad. Unfortunately, dad passed away just before Chrissy. So a lot happened. We're in there on a Sunday and I was doing the choreo and I just cried. I said to Mac, I just can't do bongo fit this year. It just broke me because it is a lot of work. So we put in Zumba. It's okay, Zumba's good. But in place of it, but we've just actually taken off due to instructors. But bongo fit's sort of on the shelf for a little while.
Yeah. Hey,
but
you've built something, And the thing is that it's there, even though you've just hit pause on it now, it can come back when the timing's right. You'll bring it back and it'll flourish and do its thing again. I mean,
I think it will.
You've tested it out and it worked.
Yes. And it worked. We tried to get into other gyms, like we've done a little month, as you do, but it's such an unusual thing. Like people aren't just going to go, I want that bongo fit. I'm going to buy 20 bongos and I'm going to do they've got to see that it works.
Brilliant. Is it on your Facebook? Is it on your social media stuff?
Yeah, we've had it all over Facebook. We actually done a couple of mixes, just not because of the Zumba instructor was sick, so we done some bongo fit mixes. Yeah. But it's really good music, like your ACD.
Jump online and have a look after. I want to go and suss it out. Really
and then we also made RAT, which is rapid approach techniques.
Okay.
And we're just about to release number 21 on the RAT. We've done
what's that? What is? Explain that a little bit more.
Just on the circle, sort of like your grit sort of setup. Because we had grit at one stage, but it does all your muscle grit. But we're really grateful and lucky that our personal trainers all make one each as well.
Brilliant.
So we bought them all the music program, like we bought them all for their computer. They put the music together themselves. It's all their music. It's all their moves. And we launch that every sort of 8 to 12 weeks. I do one as well. Craig usually does one, but we've just taken him out of the team for a little while. He just gave me the bird tone.
He's too busy with his Minecraft, Worldcraft thing over there. He's like,
So he made up the name though and the logo and everything. Craig, he's really good with that sort of stuff, and then he just sort of hands it. Yeah, so it's so all of the trainers have a go at making one of them every. So it ends up we do one a year each. And they love it, and it's called, made by Tyler or made by Chronotype. So so it's that's a really, it's done quite well, the RAT. So they're made by us, and then of course we've got our Les Mills programs as well and our kickboxing. So we've got a pretty good timetable going on.
Brilliant. I had no idea that you'd done that bongo fit or even RAT. I think that's gold. I want to see more and more of those clubs, more and more clubs out there do that kind of stuff, because yes, you've got your staple programs with Les Mills and the Zumba and that kind of stuff, but if you've got talent and you've got a group of talented instructors that can design something and bring it out, do it.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I'll support anybody that's out there giving that a go, because it's the freestyle. Yeah, that's where I started from. My freestyle stuff was the first stuff that I went with, and that's I think I've still got that passion for doing it and going, I love seeing it. So well done. Well done. That's gold.
Thanks. It's really good. And jump online and have a look at it and talk about bongo fit all over the world, Tone, in all of your podcasts.
Yeah. I'll sit out and see. We've got bongos. Leah's got bongos upstairs. I'm going to get them down here and have a go. I want to see what it's about.
it's just a lot to put together because you are using bongos. So you've essentially got to work out a way to get the bongos in there and then the sticks, and then I do a step track, and then that's sort of the same sort of format each release. Different music and different stuff. But yeah, Tone, I reckon you'd be good at bongo.
You know what I love hearing and love seeing is that the instructors that can actually put a program together that have done Les Mills training of some sort, because it's structured, the Les Mills system and the way that that's put together, if people can use that sort of structure and design something that's freestyle, the freestyle stuff is amazing. And I don't mean any disrespect to anyone that may be listening when I say this, but freestyle instructors, they're very far and few between these days. But the ones that are good have had that. The ones that aren't as good haven't had that training. And so when they're putting something together, while yes, in some cases it's good, in most cases it's not.
That's right, yeah.
But if they've had that Les Mills training and they've gone through that process, you can see something that's actually put together.
Isn't it, freestyle? Like way before, what? That's what it. I was up. We just brought ABT onto the timetable.
Okay,
So we took the Zoom up, and I was teaching. It was huge. We had to put some people outside because we've got the roller doors because we're limited to 20 at the moment. But we had we had nearly 30 people, and I was practicing it through the day. And Connor's he's been with us since day one, and he was like, so it's something different every week. Like, you've got to think of something different every week. Yeah. and it's still been. I'm like, mate, that's freestyle.
Yeah, that's freestyle. That's where we started. That was,
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, use a bloody spoil. You get it done for you. You learn it. You teach it for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But this is freestyle.
The good thing was, though, that I remember doing some freestyle classes that I would hang on to it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks and then change it up, get people used to it. Yep, cool, we're doing this. Yep, cool, I really love that. Can we do it again? Yes, we can. And we'll do it for a couple of weeks and then I'll change it again. You know, and even that was even with the boxing classes that I was doing back in the day as well. I'd try and get the same routine or same sort of format, and then we'd change it up again and do something different in that way. So it was more boxing for fitness rather than, proper boxing type stuff. But it was, and I think that gave you members, I think that gives members that variety as well.
Yeah, it's good because we've always had since we've opened our studio, because we opened as a Les Mills studio, and then we've introduced since then the Rat and the Bongo Fitch, which we do run for the 8 to 10, which like we do with our Les Mills. I know some other gyms do it less, but we do it for around 6 to 8. But the ABT we only introduced last week, and I think it'll be good to have a freestyle program on the timetable because we haven't had that. Yeah, and they really enjoy. A lot of our members have done stuff like that, and lots of gyms still run it. But it's good to be able to do the both. So I think it's a nice add-on. But that is where we started, where we had to make it up ourselves. Imagine.
Hey, have you got members that followed you from when you first were at Body and Soul and way back then? Have you got members that have come along? You have. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's unreal. So we've had
love that.
So members from Body and Soul Jubilee, or we weren't at Jubilee. I think we were at Jubilee for about 12 months, and unfortunately she closed after Genesis. We'd already left. But yeah, definitely from Genesis. Yeah, awesome. Which is probably why Johnny chased us a bit too, like when I did leave, because we just thought we're opening this little thing, but we really did have members say, oh, what do you do? And they came. And I mean, when I did the pre-sale for Genesis, I remember they used to do it in Green Hills in the big shopping centre. I did like 30 sales in a day. And they were like, wow. And I did win a thing in Melbourne for being the number one salesperson in Genesis. But it's just because we were known in the gyms, and I just thought, oh, that's just 30 people that we know. Like that, they were like, wow, that's awesome in a day's sales. It's good to know. You don't really think about that until someone says, oh, we've been with you since, Body and Soul, or, like, you think, yeah, you have. Like, and when you look back at old photos, and there's so many members still with us that are in those old photos, like it's so good.
What do you think it is that's made them continue and follow you from where it is? What do you think it is?
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe we're just down to earth.
It's you. It's you. Yeah, it's 100% you. But I had this conversation with a couple of people recently, and I've asked the same sort of question, and they sort of go, oh yeah, I'm not 100%. It's you. It's 100% you is why they come. But what is it about you that makes them want to continue following you to wherever you're going. You know, they've obviously got a connection with you in some way. They gel with the way that you're doing what you're doing. They love the programming that you're doing. They're loving everything that it is. But you've built a community of sort with them, which is what's making them be there. You know, you, the program, the other people around, the centre, all of that kind of stuff is your culture. And that's why people follow you from wherever you're going. And I not that you're going to, but if you were to leave where you are now or go and open up somewhere different, I'd say that the people would follow you again because they trust you as well.
I think it is a trust thing as well, because that was one thing I did struggle at other clubs. Like we when I was running them or working there, we never tell people anything that's not going to happen. Like we won't say, oh, you're getting this $100,000 upgrade if it's not going to happen. Like stuff like that. Like we're really honest. We've grown up in the area. Like we've been around here forever. And I think we do have a good club. That's a lot of the feedback we get about our culture. We always have. And the feedback of other clubs when we've left them, how the culture has changed at those clubs. And it's a really nice sort of thing people do follow, but it's a weird thing to say as well, like without sounding like, you know, like, oh my God, they all just follow me. Like I'm so amazing. I'll never say that. But Craig as well, like,
why do your members come? Well, because of me, of course.
Because of me, of course.
It's corny and it sounds stupid to say, but it is true. It is what it is. It's part of what it is in why they
and the team that built.
Yeah.
Like our kids are such a massive part of our culture. Like the members love the banner, like because they're, you know, like you'll be like, oh, you're a dickhead. Why are you doing that today? Type, you know, because they're our kids. Like, you know, I don't know if you talk to your little Leela like that.
Not yet. I got to wait until she's a little bit older. She's only 5.5. So no.
That's right.
If I did that, she'd look at me. What did you say, Daddy? Hang on. What did I say?
What's that? No, it's definitely. I do think we build good culture, and we are there. I think another thing is with me and Craig, we're there. Like it's us teaching classes. It's us on the floor talking to people. It's not just like. Unfortunately, again, at the what Janice and I've said, John was, you know, John, an owner, was really well known, but a lot of members don't know him. You know, they're like, oh, is that the guy that, you know, so that comes with being just a one gym as well. Like it's only us and we're a mum and dad setup, but we've got hundreds of members now. But we really are big about knowing people's names and the staff knowing people's names, and that's noticed as well. That's a lot of the feedback we get too from members. So, yeah, I think it's just a few things, but we are passionate about our group fitness, definitely. Like it's got to be, if an instructor's not working out, you've got to talk to them, you know, you've got to knit things, you've got to have good quality stuff. And we're so lucky that Tyler and Connor, our kids as well, they're happy to be here, but they're also really good at group fitness. And then, the other ones like Bree and Heidi and, you know, just all of them, they've come in green and trained up through us. Yeah. From bottom level. But then you've got ones, we've had other instructors, we've got one at Michaela, and, you know, they've come, but they're already awesome. They've been doing it for years. So we're really lucky to have those guys, and we haven't had to train them as well. So I think we've got a good mix and a good culture and good balance through the team.
What do you see as the biggest difference from when you were with Genesis to where you are now? What would you say? You've worked in those environments for both of them.
Yeah.
What do you see as the biggest difference on what you're doing now and why it's so successful compared to what was happening before and why it was successful? What would you say is the big thing?
I think we grow on referral. Like we don't want thousands of members. Like we're not a production line. We just like boom, 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 get them through, boom, 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 and you forget of it. You know, like and I think, and that is feedback. Like I could probably do a bit more on the phone and a bit, you know, like I will follow up leads in the next couple of, you know, like I'm probably could get a bit more aggressive, but yet we're not. Like it gets to the stage there and we still do here, you know, like you walk in the club and they've got some promotion on to give us 10 referrals today, like, and you'll get in this, you know, like we just don't do any of that sort of stuff. So I would say we grow from referrals. We do marketing, of course, like your socials and all that sort of stuff, and a bit around the town or sponsors and stuff. But yeah, I think we're just not pushy, maybe. Well, and no contract. Here's Macca again. He's pretending he's playing that game, Tony. He's listening to every word I say. He's got one earphone on and one off.
Yeah, one off. Yeah, he's listening. No, say this.
Yeah, he's just turning. But he is right. The no contract as well. Like we don't lock people in. I know other clubs do offer that. That was a big thing at Genesis. Like they didn't like the non-contract. They had it. It was just something that I felt like needed to be pushed a bit more. I understand, especially the big box ones, why. Of course, they do that. But yeah, we don't lock anyone. There's 2 weeks notice. No one's locked in. So I think that's a bit of a point of difference I
think that's a big point of difference, especially for a smaller any small gym I class as a boutique, okay, even though you're not boutique in that way, but that's my terminology that I use as boutique. I think that you need to have that flexibility being a boutique gym so that you can, if someone turns around and says to you, you know what, circumstances have changed and we're leaving the area. If they're in a 12-month contract, it's like, hang on a second, what? So I've only been 2 months in, but I've got 10 months to go and you expect me to pay those extra 10 months. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, thanks very much. You're not going to let me out of this. Okay, fair enough. But if it's 2 weeks, I would almost guarantee you that in the other instance when it's a contract, if you didn't let them out of their contract and you expected them to pay the remainder of that contract out and their circumstances changed and they were to come back, they probably wouldn't come back to you anyway. However, if what you've got set up with your members, if it's 2 weeks, you know what, well, if things change and as soon as we come back, we're coming back here to see you. Straight away. You're going to get them again because you've made it easy for them to be there, but easy for them to leave if they need to for whatever reason as well. But at the same time, you've set it up to say, you know what, guys, if you don't like it here, that's okay. We're not everything for everyone, and that's cool. If you want to be part of the culture here and part of what we've got on offer here and you fit, fantastic, be here. But if you don't, that's
exactly right.
You can go somewhere else because that's why there are so many gyms in the world and that's why there's so many options and you can go and do that. So, Yeah,
and that's the other thing. Like and I do talk to the staff about this too, we never get credit. If someone comes to cancel, when World Gym came, that was a bit of a sore point for me because the guy that was doing it all wanted us to do it with him at one stage and we weren't going to do it, whatever. And he said he wouldn't bring Les Mills in. I probably told you this because I did have a bit of a rant about it at the time. So actually I did tell you this. That's right. We did have this conversation. But we had to brace. We were like we're the only Les Mills. That's why we did it. These big box franchises coming with Les Mills. And honestly, we did not lose bugger all time. We really did. And we were braced for it. Definitely halted our sales for a month or two. They slowed down definitely because they were cheap. And that's one thing. And I've said to the staff, mainly the boys, if Premier's still going and we drop off our perch, don't drop your prices. Like you're confident in our price. You don't lock people in. We never do sales on drop your rate stuff. We don't have a joining fee, so there's no joining fee this month because we don't have a joining fee. We don't have a cancellation fee, so we didn't drop our prices. We held strong, and we didn't lose a lot. And the ones we did, not everyone would tell you they're going there, but if they did, well, that's no worries. Go for it. Go and try it. More than happy. More than not, they come back.
Yeah.
We got a lot back, and we're still getting more. And what they have done for us is bring Les Mills to light more. And if they're not happy, they'll come up to the other Les Mills gym and make one, and that's us. So at the time it was a bit of a scary thing.
I think anything like that is though. It's competition, and when a chain comes in around when there's a small boutique around, it's going to rock the boat because you being an owner-operator, you have passion. It is you. It is your business. It is everything that's going on. You've got everything on the line. So when something comes around a rocket, it shakes the foundations. Yeah. But I think, as you said, you stay strong. You didn't drop your prices to try and, attract members, didn't do that kind of stuff. You are what you are, and you stay in your lane and stay true to you and what you guys are doing. And that's what I think is vital for any small gym that's opening, is to work out what you want to offer and stick to it.
Yeah.
Do it. Just because someone else comes in town doesn't mean you need to change your business to fit into their model, because it doesn't. You do you because what you've done is your model, and that's different to a big box that's out there offering everything that they offer. They've got money, they've got backers, they've got investors, they've got all that kind of stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's so different.
That was the upsetting. And they, it was, Nathan's not with them now, but he sent me a video. We were opening our gym, our big opening day of this one. It was in so much debt, so it had the dollar in the bank, like all that was happening. And he sent me a video oh, look, Mel, this is where we're going. And it was down at Talara, like it was so close to us. And I was just so filthy. I was like, yeah, and I'm bringing Les Mills. Will you come and help me train my instructors and teach them classes? I was like, you're a fuckwit. Are you serious?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was not a good relationship.
Yeah.
And it's only because of the background I had with Nathan when he promised me he wouldn't do that. And I was just like, and then they opened I can't remember exactly now because we just went about our business, went and taught our 10 classes that day, done all the sign-ups, and because people aren't locked in, they can get out and go and try the world gym. But, yeah, we definitely I was really proud of the whole team. We just head down, bum up, and kept true to ourselves. And, yeah, we didn't lose many, and a lot of what we did, if we did, they came back and then some. And they brought their friends.
The good thing that I see with gyms these days that when a new one comes to town, they do free advertising for you. Yep. Because they're coming to town, they're spending all this money on advertising. Yeah, you may lose some members, but what they're really doing is going, hey, we're in town, and anyone that was potentially looking to be a member, if they're not already, are going to not only suss them out, but they're going to suss out every other gym that's around to see what's going on.
Right.
So I see it as a good thing if a gym comes to town because they're advertising for me in my gym. Like, yeah, cool, this is great. I can potentially get a few more. Yeah, I may lose some, but at the same time, were those people really happy with me anyway, or are they looking for that excuse to go somewhere else? And if they don't fit what we're doing, cool, go. Not a problem. Go and suss it out, have a look. And if it's not right, you can always come back. This is what we're doing.
And that's why you've got to be nice to people.
Yeah.
If they tell you they're going, like we've had F45 actually. I've never been to one. I don't know what they do. I've got a bit of an idea because I've seen it on Facebook and stuff. And that took a couple of our members, a couple have come back already. But again, like we're just like, oh, if they tell you the truth and they're telling you I'm going to go and try, just no worries, cool. And see how you go. We're always here if you want to come back. So, yeah, I think not having that contract and then you be nice about if they do want to try something else, more than likely you might end up with them back somewhere down the track. But if you're an arsehole to them, which other gyms have been to people who they'll never go back and they'll tell 10 of their friends, he was an arsehole when I left. So, yeah, so it's, I think, and we are very family orientated, like, because obviously me and Craig own the gym and then our family's there and the staff are just extended family, as are the members. So I think they like that kind of vibe too. So, yeah, I think we've got and we are different. Well, we're not air conditioned, so that makes us we're just a massive big roller door, which is really good at the moment, obviously. Yeah. We can extend our group fitness floor to outside for the numbers. Yeah. So, yeah, we have an air conditioned cycle studio, but the rest is so we have a few point of differences to the other big box gyms, I think, because essentially we are similar to your Genesis and World, but just more personal, I think. We've got a lot of PT studios around here and stuff, but they're just different. They're, PT studios are a bit different. They're all doing well, but there's quite a few around here now. But, yeah, touch wood, we have held our own against the big buggers.
Good on you. Good on you. I love hearing those stories from – yeah, look, and you've just signed another 3-year lease. Or, another 3 years. So you're not going anywhere.
Yes.
You're not going anywhere.
No, we're not. We nearly did, but, yeah, we've decided to, because it is a good setup how we've got it. We do like it out there.
Yeah.
And, we just it's just the COVID, when you get locked down and you've got those rents, the rent.
How did you go? How did you go last year when everyone got locked down at the end of March? How did you cope? What did you guys do? What was the first thing that went? Well, actually, let me rephrase all that. What was the first thing that went through your head when we were told at the end of March last year clubs are in lockdown?
Holy shit. And then, sorry. Oh, Craig's seen it coming. He's
Yep.
So in January, Craig he watches the news a lot more, and he did say this thing could shut us down. It was in January, and the Chinese were all over telly.
Yep.
And we were going to Thailand, our first time, like big holiday. We hadn't been on holiday for so long. I was like, you're just being so negative. You don't want to go to Thailand. No, you're being a wanker. And he's like, this place could shut us. This thing could shut us down. I'm like, as if. So, yeah, he was trying to prepare my head for what was essentially did happen.
Did you still go on your holiday?
Yeah.
Did you get your holiday in before? You didn't? Oh, no.
No, because it was Thailand. Oh. So we were going to Thailand in the May. And, of course, everything got shut. So, yeah, I thought he was just being a big scaredy cat and just hoping we couldn't go, but he was obviously not. So, yeah, I just but The good thing the government did do, though, Tone, was tell us on the Sunday night.
Yep.
If you're like they knew what they were going to do, but there's going to be these payments. So yeah, I was so upset for the kid because our whole family works there. The first thing was probably the kids, to be honest. So I thought, me and Macca, it makes me teary talking about it, Tone. We'll be right. We'll eat baked beans on toast, but like we've got grandkids as well. So all of our kids work there. They had successful PT businesses. They're so invested in Premier. Those kids are our biggest bloody fans for Premier.
Yeah.
They help us so much. They've helped us build it literally with their hands. I think the kids, and just the unknown. I think this time, because we're in lockdown from today for 7 days, we're not as scared because we have done it. But more than so, we went through the 3 months, and then we reopened the very day we could. A lot of gyms around here didn't, which I thought was stupid.
Yep.
To be honest, the members have been waiting 3 months, So we didn't do online. So Craig did a couple of martial arts videos for the kids because he does the kids' martial arts. But yeah, we didn't do it. One of our trainers did. Bree, she did an online thing. She said she probably wouldn't do it again this time. So it was a very big learning curve and a completely different experience for all of us. We had no idea what was going to happen, especially then it was 3 months. So then the day we could open, we went straight back. On the Saturday, I think it was, we opened. And we had timetables ready to go. We had the restriction, everything ready to go. And that was a lot of effect because we were so busy. And we got so many new members that first month or two back. Members would say we were organised. They said as soon as the outdoor could start, you had a timetable. My marketing lady, Trisha's awesome because she was in lockdown too, so she was ready to do whatever.
Yeah.
So she was sorry. And she's family as well. She's my daughter-in-law's mum, so she's part of the family too. So she was ready to go. She was like, what do you need? Boom. So as soon as we knew something was coming, we had timetables ready. The trainers had their outdoor stuff ready. So I think we were organised, and that stuck out to a lot of people, and that's why we were busy and why we did gain, because other gyms may not, I'm not saying they weren't, but they may not have been as organised to come back from it.
Yeah.
And then, so we were busy. It was awesome. We still had the restriction, but it's the back rent that's still, like, if we go in longer than this time, Tone, it's a bit scary because we had our landlord wasn't so grateful. He's 74. He's probably not going to be listening to this, but yeah, we had the 3 months. Luckily, the government stepped in and said we only had to back pay 50%. So we've got to pay that off over 2 years. So we're paying off 50% of that over to our landlord. But we also had to get a loan for the first month back because we'd opened halfway through June. We hadn't had a full month of direct debits. So that first month of July, he wanted his 4 month rent. So we had to get a loan for that, which will pay off back, plus the 2 year thing. So yeah, you're talking 40,000 or something for debt of freaking rent, which you just wouldn't do normally. And we were successful. We didn't need to. That's the frustrating thing. We were just floating along, as many gyms were, doing their thing. So yeah, that's sort of the main hit we took, because the government, everyone has a different opinion on the government, and I don't delve in too much, but they did help us a lot. Like, the JobKeeper, the grants for bills, the tax relief, so they got us through it, essentially. The government did. So I don't know how it will go. So hopefully it's only 7. We've only got 2 more cases up here today. So hopefully it'll only be the 7 days. But yeah, and I think unfortunately there's so many of the gyms and the businesses, it's the rents that are putting people in the hole because you do have to buy a loan. I don't think many landlords would say, don't worry about that. That's all good. You don't have to pay that because, of course, they need their money as well.
Well, yeah, and the banks are still charging them stuff, so they need to make their payments and stuff as well. So, yeah.
Our landlord would have happily made us pay 100%. He had no qualms at all making us pay the whole lot. But, 50%, we felt it was fair. We take a hit. He had to take a hit. No one's fault. It just is what it is. So it was both taking a hit, but, this week, hopefully it's only the 7 days, because after that it gets a bit tricky with the direct debits, I guess.
So you didn't do any online stuff for members during lockdown last time, during 3 months?
No, we didn't. They all had, I did pump the Les Mills demand for them because I thought But they did a good job of it. I have to say that I'd never really seen it. To be honest, when they first brought it out, I was like, "This is going back." It's like, I don't want my members bloody doing that. They bloody won't come to this is going back way before even cable was a word.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, why are they doing it? And again, didn't affect us when they first launched it off. But I did pump it because I thought that's there for free instead of us trying to put it together and do it online. And like I said, one of our trainers did it and she didn't enjoy it. So, but Craig did a few routines for the martial arts people just on Facebook, like little video, they could follow it. But yeah, we didn't sort of delve in. I guess at the time, we didn't know how long it was going to go for because it started at, I think, a month, whatever, maybe a week or a month. Then it was like, no, extended, just like shit. But we just made sure we were super organised as each thing came because we did come out of the lockdown before we reopened with the outdoor stuff where we could do 10 people at a time. So our trainers were on board for that. The money just went straight to the trainers, of course, because they contract to us. All of our staff contract to us. So that's sort of where we kicked off there. But, but we did come through. I just wouldn't like to see another 3-monthly or anything like that again for anyone. Even you guys, like you are 6 weeks in at the moment, like those we just watched on the news now, when Sydney was happening, like they're just people, we're just normal people. Like you guys are just normal mum and dads down there too. Like, and they've got these gyms and they're trying to get through, and it's just hard. And Melbourne, you just go, oh my God, all the empty shops. There's
not many places at the moment that aren't in restrictions. There's almost every state have got restrictions of some sort going on at the moment, and I think there's going to be more and more of it. I honestly don't see New South Wales or Sydney and Greater Sydney and me down here in the Gong. I don't see coming out of it until the end of September. And I don't mean that to be negative in any way. Just being realistic of sort of going, you know what, it's going to be a while. They don't have this under control. There's more and more tests being done, which is great, and they're showing it exactly where it is. And I strongly believe that this isn't a second bout or anything. That's always been here, but we all got complacent and weren't going to get tested. Oh, I've just got the sniffles. I've got whatever. And so it was still running around, but it's just now that things have started to change a bit, and it's Gladys has turned around and gone, no, we need to try and get this under control. And I think I've got a feeling it's going to happen every winter for the next couple of years. Yeah. It's that feel of sort of going, you know what, this seems to be what it is, and okay. Yes, admittedly it's the Delta variant or whatever, and it's changed from what it was, originally, which is concerning a little bit as well. But I think it's far from gone. Definitely, and I think I think this being, as for you guys, your second lockdown, I think it's going to happen again and again without any of that coming across negative. It's more just being real to go. No, I think you've just got to be realistic as well. You've just got to be realistic too, and you've just got to change with it, I guess. Like you've just got to go, and because the good thing with one of the benefit to being a gym is though, your direct debits. Like they did with the 3-month one, they stopped straight away. So your income stopped instantaneously. But when we came off, they come off instantaneously. Well, when you're a restaurant or a cafe, like you don't know who's coming through the door that day. Like you don't have that benefit of like, oh, we've got hundreds of members here. They've got on hold. But in 3 months' time, they all came off hold. You didn't have to try and rejoin people up. Like it's not like they got cancelled. They were mostly waiting there. So I think the poor buggers in the hospitality, which my son-in-law was a chef, he actually lost his job as well when we went into shutdown as well. But he didn't go back to chef, and he started a lawn mowing business. Bold Impact Mowing. He told me I had to give him a shout out on the podcast. Go the plug.
He told me they were moving.
Say it again. What was it called again? Say it one more time. What was it again?
Bold Impact Mowing.
Right, where are you located?
Rutherford. And he's fantastic.
Done. If anyone wants to get in touch and can't find it, get in touch with me through whatever channels I've got here, through Facebook, Insta, and the website, and I'll get you in touch with him.
He'll be so happy. I'll get some mother-in-law bonus points for that. He actually, lost his job as well. So, and they've got little babies too. So it was just a really unusual time. Like even the classes wearing masks, it's just such an unusual time. Just not how we live.
how would you feel if you could, when we go into lockdown, still have a membership for your members? So not the full membership. So not, I'm just going to throw a figure out there. Just say it's, I don't know, it's not $100 a week, but let's just say it's $100 a week normally. Yeah. However, during restriction time when the gym is closed, how would it be if you could actually turn around and go, well, you know what, I'm going to offer you guys an online membership. So you as a club owner are still getting money coming through, and it's not for every single member. It's for those that want it, so that you as an owner can still have some money coming through. Do you think that's a concept? Do you think that's an idea and something that you could implement or that should look at?
Yeah. If we went into it, we'd actually have, well, when we closed down last night, I think we were the only gym around here, I'd be pretty confident to say, that gave their gear out for free. Like, we just didn't know what to do. Like, it was Monday morning. People like, can I take a step? Can I take a... Didn't even write anything down. Like, I was that frazzled. So I think that would be definitely, we'd have to this time, unfortunately, like due to the financial, for the rent, really.
Yeah. And that's
I think...
That's the reason I think of it, because I think so many gyms, while some did jump on and rent equipment out, and I think that's great, and they got some income coming in from that. Yeah. I think, though, that having an online membership where it is not Zoom, okay, because I think the Zoom classes that I saw, I thought were
pretty ordinary.
That's a nice way of saying it. Yes. They were ordinary. That's what I'm going to say. Ordinary. Yep. I won't say what I was originally going to say, but I think anyone out there knows what I was going to say. But I think that if clubs have, and you have those programs, you've got your Bongo Fit, you've got your Rat stuff, you've got those programs that you guys have designed yourself.
Yeah.
My suggestion to you is set those programs up, or set something up so you can flick a switch and you can say to your members, hey, snap lockdown's about to happen. If you want access to this stuff, let me know. Then instead of all memberships being turned off let's God hope it's not another 3 months, you can still have some income coming in as a gym, as an owner, to help towards paying rent and help towards your bills, because they're still going to continue no matter what. If it's something that you can almost have pre-recorded, so you can set up those things that are private Zoom rooms or private Facebook rooms or whatever it may be in that regards, so that you have timetable then that you can still switch on. Your equipment's gone out to these people, and you can then go, hey, we've got an offering. Because a lot of your members would still love to be able to do something during lockdown.
Oh, definitely.
And while there's the Les Mills On Demand stuff is fantastic, and they're getting the cream of the crop instructors. They're getting the trainers that train us, for Christ's sake. They're getting the best workout in the world. Some of them, though, don't want that. Some of them want you. Some of them want Connor. Some want Tyler. Some of them want Craig. They want you guys because you are why they're at that gym.
Yeah, which I think was a bit of the feedback with the Les Mills, because they are the cream of the crop. But it is the same thing. You're hopping onto the same class, like at least at the gym when you're teaching your Les Mills, it's a different instructor, or they say different stuff each class, so after that longer period they did. So it's definitely something we would, and I think the gyms that did hire out the gear, it's totally valid, totally fine. We didn't think anything about them. It's just that we just didn't really have time to think about it, and we just gave it out for free. But we probably wouldn't be able to do. We'd like to be able to, but that's sort of another source of income, and the other gyms did do it. But every single bit of equipment came back, because, like I said, I didn't have time to write down what people took. But it all came back. But I think it's definitely something we'd have to think about if it.
The only reason I say it is I'm trying to plant the seed in your head to go, you know what, this isn't the last time we're going into lockdown. I don't want to see or hear from you that you had to do those loans and you're back paying the stuff to the landlord. I mean, that stuff is heartbreaking. That stuff's hard as an owner of a business. I get that, and I totally understand that is a challenge for business. But it's more my head goes into the whole. Okay, been playing in this space for close to 20 years. We never thought anything of this would happen, and I don't have all the answers. But it's more my brain sort of going, okay, how can I try and help clubs think of something different to do to still have an income coming in, to still keep your members engaged? Because, there may be some members that, will turn around at the end and go, no, I'm out of here. I want to go over there because they offered something you didn't.
Yeah,
I
that's
want
right.
to try and get that conversation going with you to sort of say, hey, what can you offer? How can you do it? If it's just a webcam set up
Yeah.
somewhere and you're recording something, or it's a live thing you're doing, but do it well. Don't do it like some of the really bad stuff that was done that we saw
which
popping
there
up.
was. There was. And I think it's definitely something that because like you're saying, this probably won't be the last time.
No.
And with the 3-month one, I just think we just got, and it would keep us moving as well. Because I definitely put on weight in that we're in lockdown again. So I haven't lost my last COVID kilos, let alone going into lockdown again. Because I was doing the on-demand, so I was trying to walk, but I was just so sad. I was like, I just want my gym back, because not one of us stood foot in that gym.
Are you allowed to go into your gym and do business work during lockdown, or is it, no, you can't, you've got to stay home, don't even go in there?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. When it was the 3-month one, we even because Connor trains his ass off every day. He's like, can I just duck in? I was like, no way. Like, the thing I didn't like about it, Tone, was, and there was a gym around here that did it, and he went in and was doing stuff like doing his own thing in his gym and putting it on Facebook. It's just like, if the members can't use it, why should we? We own it. I know that, but I didn't want to look arrogant or ignorant. I guess sorry guys. These are just the little people out there that can't use the gym, but of course we own it, we can go in. So I said to Connor, no way, yeah. So we didn't touch foot in there for the 3 months, as is this 7 days. So, yeah, I don't know if you can go and do it, because I do all my office stuff at home, like it's all fine. But, yeah, as in going in and training, yeah, we didn't touch the place. There's some nice walking tracks in. I was doing that, but then I was just like, oh, fuck, cheese and bickies and bourbon is so much more what I want to do right now. So
cheese and bickies and bourbon. I love that.
Oh, how good's that?
Yeah.
CBD. So good. But yeah, I did gain weight, and it is very hard to lose it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think also, so with the online stuff, in seriously, like, it's something we could look at and be prepared for, and then it's something you could just, like you say, pull out.
If you have it that it's almost, crap, we're in that again, flick a switch, guys, who wants access to this? Yep, you've got access. Here it is. Whether it's built into your back end of your website or however it may be done. I think if you've got a couple of classes that you guys have recorded during that time that you can then put out there, that it's not, log into the Zoom room and we're all going to be there and there's 1,000 people on the screen and we're all trying to understand what's going on. And, that kind of stuff can be, and some of the stuff I've seen from some of the chains as well, my God, it's atrocious. Mate, there was one I watched the other week. I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a cycle class, and oh my God, it was done in the garage. The music was atrocious. The background was atrocious. There was nothing in it. And yes, I know that, and not everybody has a bike at home. I totally understand that and respect that. But it was really, for a chain, I thought, wow, you guys have so many members, and that's the quality of something you're putting out there. It was really, I would be embarrassed to be part of it. Put it that way.
So it's got to be done well. If you're going to do it,
it's got to be done well. If you're going to do it, you've got to have it at a certain level, a certain quality. But the thing is, even having it at a certain level and a certain quality isn't going to break the bank. Yep. You've just got to have the know-how. And I think the thing that's hardest is if you don't do a live recording class and you're just doing a class where you as the instructor go into a space to do it, it's hard to teach to no one.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Hard to teach and record yourself. It's a unique skill set to learn, to walk in there and go, cool, okay, hi, everyone, welcome to class. We're going to be, and running through your thing where it's just you and that computer or that camera in front of you is daunting. Yeah. So it's a unique skill set you've got. But the experience is you've got to learn, and it's learning to teach to one person. Like there's only one person on the other end here, chatting to that and just teaching, coaching that one person, because that's the experience that the other person on the other end wants to feel. Yeah, they don't have 20 or 30 other people around them. All they've got is just them in a room and their instructor on the screen in front of them. And so it's having that skill set as the instructor to be able to coach like you're coaching one individual person and teach to them as the one individual person, so they feel that. That's the difference to me compared to a Zoom room with 20 odd people in there. a whole lot of noise, a whole lot of stuff going on, and the one person there. You as the instructor is overwhelmed as it is because you're looking at a screen that's got 20 faces on it and it's all a bit, oh, wow. If you record it and do it and it's just you trying to teach to one person, that's where I think is vital. And I think that to me is not the next phase of what this industry is, but for right now is the solution of going, okay, we need to have a solution that we can flick a switch to say to our members, gym as you know it is shut, and it could be for 1 week, it could be 3 months, it could be whatever it may be. Here's an offering. Are you interested? Great.
Yeah.
Because by putting that offering there, you're going to still make an income. You're going to have some form of income coming through. Yeah, which is going to help. You're still going to get support from the government and all that kind of stuff, but you've got something coming through to help instead of having 12 weeks with the donor.
That's right. And I think to be honest, I think also too, you get it. So we done the 3 month thing, and we only did the stuff with Macca, and it was just in the backyard. We did his martial arts stuff, but I'm very technically challenged. Like, this Zoom call was like, oh my God, how do I do a Zoom call? So it's something that I would have to get. And I'm a big one of, it's okay to say that you struggle with, I struggle with technology. So you have people around you. Like I've got Bree and Kat. I'm like, Bree, Kat, and all that. Like, how do I do this? And they're very helpful. So you've got to have those people there for the stuff you're not good at. So it'd be something where I'd have to get some help to set. But I think also too, I thought the 3 month one, probably been a bit naive. Oh, thank goodness we got through that. That probably might not happen again. So I think you've got now, it has.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of clubs out there that'll be thinking the same thing of, cool, we got through that. Yep, we're done now. Yep, awesome.
Yep. Yeah, let's get on with our classes. And now it's happened again because we didn't get any in Maitland last time. and we had a huge lockdown. So it has rocked us a little bit that it's in bloody Maitland, just a couple of cases. But, I think doing this second one, this 7 days, it's definitely something we need to have at your hand if it comes. So then next time, okay, snap lockdown 7 days. No worries, guys. We've got this ready to go. Boom.
Yeah.
So
but it's almost as a way of, you've got your studio. You've got your studio where it is. Yeah. It's setting up some cameras, and whether you have other people in there doing the class at that time or whether it is just you guys as instructors in there with the camera set up. It's a closed studio. It's just you and whoever's teaching, and you video that, and that is what you've got up your sleeve ready to go. I think that's the thing to have and set up that in some way. So, it may be the classes they're used to now. As an example, you said with the rat stuff that the guys each take a turn on doing one. Maybe it is that. Maybe it's 12 of them that you've got up your sleeve that you can pump out over a certain time. Or maybe it's the bongo fit or something like that you can record and have ready to rock, and you can send out there at any time. So you can go, hey guys, normally we've got 20 classes a week on. You know what? It's COVID restriction time. We're only going to be doing 2 classes a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Here they are. This is the timetable. Bang. You've got it ready to go. They get access to pay to access that stuff through your back end stuff, and it's ready to rock. I think it's having that. I think is just thinking about what you can do in that space is vital at the moment because we're not. This isn't the last.
We're not through it, and then you've got to start thinking like the restaurants around here. Like one of our favourite restaurants started doing takeaway. You've got to start thinking outside. The box. And I think with the 3 month, we just went, again, we didn't know how long it was going to last, but now we're reality of it's happened again, hopefully only for 7 days. But, I think it is something you've got to start thinking about how to keep members engaged and hopefully keep some sort of membership going as well to get through the times if we do go into lockdown. So, I think it's definitely something you've got to start thinking about, unfortunately, but it's just the way of the world.
Yeah. Did you guys rent your bikes out last time? Or so did you lease your bikes or let your bikes go out to
No, we didn't touch the bike because they're so heavy. We left the bike. We didn't the gym was empty, like the steps, the bars, the bands, the slam. So even the boxing gear, the bikes was something we didn't. I'm very passionate about my body bikes, as you know. So I was like, I don't know. But honestly, it was more we had members ask, but that's where a couple bought them, which was awesome because we didn't. But again, moving forward, if we went into a bigger one or a longer one, it's something we would, because moving forward, if we had to do the gear again, we would have to lease it. out like other gyms did last time. We just didn't. And members appreciated, of course. And my desk I had a new bottle of bourbon there every day when I got back for letting out. Craig doesn't drink bourbon, so it was only beneficial to me. Poor Craig. So, so basically I think it just happened so quickly and it was so new to us. Like, we're like, what is this? Like, but moving forward, I think it's online is something we'd have to look at. And of course, around the body bikes stayed right where they were in the last one. Yeah.
Something that I'd suggest you to look at, strongly. Start, even if it's just drafting stuff down. Have a conversation once you've had a bourbon or two and get the creative juices flowing and go, right, how much could we rent this out for? What could we do with this? And just sort of set something in case. That's
what it is, in case.
You're sitting here in 3 weeks and going, oh, crap, you know what? I had that conversation with Tone. Maybe we should have done something.
Yeah, maybe that's right. You just sit here sort of going, that's right.
Brainstorm it and get the ideas. It doesn't mean you need to implement now, but just have the thought and sort of go, Christ, okay, if Gladys turns around and goes, you know what? No, this is going on for the next 12 weeks. Right. You can be, let's go. We've got this in place. This is how we're going to do it. Communicate to your members, get that message out there and make some money from it. Make honestly, something instead of nothing.
Yeah, that's right. Because it all helps. Like, honestly, and because you're still learning all the time. Like, you never know. And that was such a learning experience with things like that. And like I say, my marketing, Trish, like, she would be straight on it. She'd be like, boom, get this out, do this. Like, we've got the people around us to help. And like the girls would help me with the technology stuff. But if it happened, they'd come, like they'd help. We're really lucky like that. So it's definitely something that you probably need to start looking at moving forward for sure.
Yeah. Just sit down, have that conversation with Macca and go, righto. What if? Let's do this.
What do you think, Macca? Get off that World of Warcraft and tell me what you think.
I just saw him put the other ear back on.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Love it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming on and sharing some time. It's been a pleasure chatting to you on a Friday night and good to catch up again as well.
Yeah, so good to catch up with you too, Tone. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, that's all for this chat. I hope you got something out of it and like what you heard. If you'd like to get in touch, head on over to the website groupex.com.au. May we meet again.